All right, welcome back to the deep dive.
Good to be here.
So today we're going to cut through some of the usual AV complexity. We're doing a deep dive on one very specific piece of hardware,
Yep.
the NTI VOPEX-C5HD-4LC. It's a 4-port HDMI splitter and extender. We've got the spec sheet right here. And our mission really is to figure out what it all means for a real-world install.
Yeah, we're basically looking at a classic video distribution problem solver. At its heart, it takes one single 1080p HDMI source.
And the audio too, right?
Oh yeah, multi-channel audio.
Yeah.
And it just broadcasts it simultaneously to 4 different screens and speaker sets. One signal in, 4 identical signals out.
Simple as that. So let's talk structure. It looks pretty elegant. You've got the one local unit, the transmitter.
Right, where your source plugs in.
And it has a local output, which is super convenient for just checking the signal. And then you get 4 receivers included in the box.
But here's the key part, the engineering choice that makes this a low-cost solution. They didn't go with some weird proprietary cable.
No, and that's the whole point. It all connects using just standard network cable.
Exactly. Your everyday CT5E, CT6, 6A, even CT7. Whatever you can pull easily.
Okay, but what's the catch? What do you lose when you switch from a pure HDMI cable to running it over a network cable?
For this kind of application, honestly, not much. The logistical gain is just massive. With good cable, this VOPEX can push a full 1080p signal.
Or that WXGA resolution, the 1920 by 1200 one.
Yes, that slightly wider format. You can push that up to 131 feet. That's 40 meters.
Okay.
And if you only need 720p, say for simpler signage, that distance almost doubles. You get up to 230 feet.
That's pretty flexible, perfect for a big trade show floor or a lecture hall, and the throughput is solid, right?
It is. It supports video bandwidth up to 8.13 gigabits per second. And crucially, it's HDCP 1.4 compliant.
Which means no blank screens when you try to play protected stuff from, say, a Blu-ray player. It does the handshake.
It does the handshake.
Yeah.
And it's not just basic video either. It'll handle advanced features like up to 36-bit deep color. And for audio, it supports the whole range. LPCM, Dolby True HD, DTS-Gs, all the good stuff.
Okay, but this is the part that, for me, is the real game changer. Those 4 remote receivers. They're small, they plug right into the screen, and this is the huge practical benefit, they don't need their own power supply.
It's an installer's dream, really.
Right.
I mean, think about it. You're eliminating 4 power breaks. You don't have to run power outlets to 4 different locations up on a wall. All the juice they need comes right from the main unit over that one network cable.
That simplifies things so much. Less clutter, fewer points of failure.
A lot fewer.
And if 4 screens isn't enough,
Then you just scale it. The system supports cascading, so you can link 2 of these units together. One plugs into the other.
and you get 8 remote displays. You've just doubled your reach.
Exactly. And finally, there's a control aspect baked in. There's a DB9 serial port for RS-232 control.
Okay, so you can integrate it into a bigger automation system.
You can. The baud rate is fixed at 57600, but it's there for remote management, firmware updates, just keeping the whole thing stable.
So to tie this all together, this is really a tool for solving those medium-distance video challenges. It uses infrastructure that's probably already in the walls, and it handles all the tricky stuff like the content protection and that DDC2B protocol, the handshake to make sure everything just works.
That's it. It's about reliability and simplicity.
So here's a final thought, something for you to consider.
Good.
The main local unit, the transmitter, it supports Consumer Electronic Control, CEC, so you can send commands to your local monitor. But the 4 remote receivers, they explicitly do not support CEC. So how might that one limitation, how would that shape your practical setup, your control strategy in a big cascaded digital signage environment where you might want to, turn all the screens on and off remotely? That's something to think about for your next project.